Right, welcome to our third video on polygons. We've been looking at exterior angles, which are the angles on the outside of the shape. Now, question 3 says that find the size of the unknown exterior angle in a shape whose other exterior angles are this or that and so on. Now, what that means is that one angle is missing here. So this one I've got 4 angles. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means that there's another one that is missing, which they want me to find. Now, if I've got 4 angles here and another one is missing, then that means that this shape is basically 5-sided. It's a 5-sided shape. Okay, so it's basically a pentagon. Okay. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 4 sides. But we need to add one, which is what they're looking for. So what we can do is to call that one X. Okay? Because that's what I'm looking for. Now we know that for any polygon, the angles on the outside, the exterior angles, they add up to 360. So if I do 100 and I add 68 and I add 84 and I add 55 and I add the X, which is what I'm looking for, the answer should be equal to 360. So you form an equation. Now, once you form an equation, all you need to do now is to do the opposite. But the first thing is to simplify. So I've got 100 here plus 68 is 168. Then we add 84 there. That's going to be 12. You carry 1, so that's going to be 15. And that's going to be 152. Then we add 55. And that's going to be 7. And that's going to be 20. Okay? So if I got the X plus the 207, which is what I've got there so far, the answer should be 360. So if I want to find the missing one, which is the X, I do the inverse. I do the opposite. So I do 360, which is the answer, and I subtract what I have, which is 207. Okay. Now, when you do that properly, you're going to end up with 57 there. I think you're going to end up with 157. No, 153. Let me just do that aside here. So I've got 360, take away 207. Okay, that's going to be 3 there. I borrowed 1 from there, so I've got 5 and I've got 1. So the answer is 153. That's what the missing one is. So in this one, the missing one is going to be 153 degrees. Now, I would like you to pause the video now and try B, C, and D. Remember, all you need to do is to add these angles up and take away from 360 because there's one more that is missing. That's what you're looking for. So the X, okay? So that's what you need to do. So add the numbers up and just take away from 360. So pause the video and try it now. Okay, hope you've tried them. So what I'm going to do now is to just show you the answers, and then you just pause the video again and mark your work. So pause the video and mark your work. Right, so question 3A is saying that there's 53 there, which means that I must have made a mistake. So just going to double check again where I made a mistake. So I've got 100, I've got 68, I've got 84, I've got 55, which is what I have here. And in adding them, I've got 168 over there, and that should have been 2. Okay, so that should have been 2, and that should have been 3 then. Okay, so that's 3 then that's going to be 3 again. So the answer would be 53. Yep, so that's why I made a mistake. Sorry about that. Okay, for the others, those are the answers. Okay, hope you mark that. Okay, I would like you to have a look at example 3, which says a regular polygon has exterior angles of 30 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? Now, they are telling us here that the one exterior angle is basically 30. But we know that they all add up to 360. So if I want to see how many they are, all I need to do is to share out. Right? I know that if one of them is 30 degrees, and I times by how many they are, n, then I should get 360. That's what we are saying. So n is how many sides there are. Now to find n, I'm going to need to do the opposite. We are timesing here, so I will need to divide as the opposite. So 360, you divide by 30 degrees. You divide by that number there. Now if you do that, the answer is going to be 12. So this shape has got 12 sides. Okay, so that's how to do that. So you just take 360 and divide by this number that they've given you when you want to try questions like this. Okay. Right, so I'd like you now to, if you want to try question 4 quickly, so try question 4. Right, so we hope you pause the video and you've tried that. Now, look question 4a. How many sides does the polygon have? And what is the name of this kind of polygon? Right, all polygons add up to 360, being the angles on the outside. So we do 360 divided by 45. That's what we do. Now, when you divide 360 by 45, you're going to find that it's going to be 8-sided, which means that it's an octagon. Okay, so it got 8 sides. So we done that one. Now, sketch the polygon. All you need to draw is to draw an octagon, which has got 8 sides in it. Question C, what is the size of each of the polygon's interior angles? Now, we agreed earlier that if the exterior angle, if you know the exterior angle, and here I've been told it's 45, that 45 there, then I can work out the interior, which is what the question is asking now. The interior and the exterior make 180, so that's going to be 135 then. Because 45 take away from 180, you get 135. So this one here is going to be 135. Okay. Now, question 3 says, what is the sum of the polygon's interior angles? The sum means when you add them up. To do this, you need to know what one is, and one is 135 on the inside. You only need to times by how many sides it is. So this is 8 sides, which means I've got 8 angles. Okay. So all you need to do is do 135 times by 8, and that gives you the answer to that. Okay. So pausing the video again if you want to just mark your answers. So pause the video and mark your answers with this. Okay, hope you've done well on that. And that's going to be the end of our session today.